Lupe Fiasco says he's going to require his fans to get a COVID vaccine for his future shows, and some don't want to. So my question to you, Lone, is this smart, and is he being observant of the situation and the state of the country, or is he messing up the bag and his potential, show experience and fan base? What do you think?
That's a very interesting question. I don't know the answer to it. What I would say is, one, I know a lot of people are going to be really tentative about taking a random vaccine. I'm one of them. Just because of, I mean, one, we obviously have anti-vaxxers anywhere. We're all familiar with people that do not vaccinate their children. Whether or not you fall on either side of that, it's whatever, right? But there are definitely, my point is that there are definitely people that are very anti-vaccination in general. With that being said, with the COVID thing going on, people are definitely probably even more skeptical now. I mean, think about it. We have 74 million people that voted for Trump, and Trump is literally, not to make this political, but he's literally like undermining the entire democratic process right now, and people are writing for him doing that. I know it's not directly related, but at the same time, it kind of speaks to like where we are in this country. So I definitely think he probably means well by it. It's kind of a weird statement. It also, I would be curious, like, is he planning like a tour in March? You know what I mean? Like when is this, when is he trying when's he trying to, like, what if it's 5 years from now? Do you know?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
So it's a pretty bold statement. I going to concerts for me personally are not even on my radar right now. And so I just kind of think of that. I'm like, well, I mean, it's, I actually kind of, commend him for having such faith that we're actually going to have concerts again. So
see, there are some people that
I think it's weird. I think it's weird coming from Lupe of all people, wanting people to have a vaccine to come see him perform. That's what kind of stands out to me, because
that's true.
Just listening to Lupe, lyrically, his and what he stands for does not seem like somebody that would want everybody to get this vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Is definitely kind of weird coming from Lupe. But I'm, to be honest with you, I'm all with protecting myself and others by wearing a mask and doing whatever I need to do. But me personally, I don't feel like I'm getting a vaccine until it's proven that I'm not about to turn into the Walking Dead within a month of me taking this shit, bro. I mean, I could care less about them saying that President Obama and Bush and what's his name, the other president that decided to get this vaccine, Clinton, decided to get this vaccine just to show people that it's safe. I'm cool on all that, man. I will stay my ass at the crib. I will stay at the crib and move accordingly like I've been doing all this time. I mean, I don't know if y'all seen it, but a venue got in trouble for a 𝗀𝗏 concert this past week in Ohio. There's like 500 people at a 𝗀𝗏 concert. And somebody's getting a fine for that. There's been all kind of fines being thrown around. And you can say that it's the government interfering with things or whatnot, but at the same time, you got to be responsible out here, man. I'm sorry. And it all boils down to
so many people that don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care, man. It's like, and as an American, I'm speaking for Americans. We're selfish and privileged. Just American privilege in itself to think that you can just move around freely and pretty much fuck everybody else until something happens to you. That's just how I feel about it. But I mean, back to Lupe. It's just weird to hear him talk about a vaccine and what he stands for. So I don't know.
if you know Lupe's content, I agree with you 100% and how he typically is. I was a little now that I think about what you're saying, that's a very good observation considering who he is or who he's normally been. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be very interesting. Spoolz, what are your thoughts, man? Is you give Lupe peas for thinking ahead and trying to be safe, or where you at with it?
I mean, it's his choice to do it. I'm not an anti-vaccine person, or I got my shots when I was a kid, and I think I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Certainly
Okay.
not.
I could probably say all of us probably got our shots.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you go to school if you didn't.
Yeah,
Preach.
we didn't come up under the so-called woke. We weren't the woke generation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Our
I'm
parents
pro
like
people
shot.
having. I feel bad for the kids sometimes, but I'm pro parents making the decision for what they want to do. Because, but unfortunately, and the part that does make me sad about it for the kids is that the consequences face those potential consequences too.
Right.
Mhm.
So.
Yep.
And that's a child, man. Anytime something happens to it, it's just fucking terrible, So
Great.
Right.
Great.
but no, I mean, taking it back to this whole thing, no, it's his choice to do that. I mean, obviously he's not against the the vaccine if that's what he's doing at his shows, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he's convinced it's gonna work, or whatever. So no, man, good for him.
All right, I'm with it. Jay Moore, Jay Moore, put a bow on this one real quick for me so we can make sure we shout out our partners and get to that last topic. What you think, man?
Well, first off, just imagine being on your deathbed saying, "Oh man, I had to see Trey Songz one last time." Like, I mean, nothing against Trey Songz. His music is cool, but like, I'm not making that kind of risk to see Trey Songz. It'd be one thing. Let me not even go there.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
Yeah, just keep going.
I agree with Jay Diff. It was like, considering how how anti-establishment Lupe has been, and don't trust the government, and this, that, and the third. I'm very surprised that he would take this stance. But at the same time, he might also be in that group of people like me who look, I trust scientists and doctors more than I trust the MyPillow guy.
Look out now.
And
word up.
If Dr. Fauci is like, yo, we need to wear masks, you're like, all right, I'm gonna put on my mask. I also think, because I've made this joke since since they were talking about vaccines, that look, I'll take it when they start giving it out at tanning salons and country clubs. And when I see that they're going to give it to the doctors who are working on the front line, they're going to be some of the first people to get it. I was like, okay, if you're going to give, and I know there are more than just white doctors, but if they're going to give these highly educated white doctors the vaccine first, then okay, I'll take it then, because usually this stuff starts, all right, let's go ahead and give it to the poor and disenfranchised first and see how it works out. And then we'll give it to the educated and the privileged. So if they're starting,
it's a good point,
in reverse, if you will.
Very good point.
Then I have a little bit more faith in the vaccine if they're willing to give it to the doctors first. I'll wait. I'll still wait a little while to get it, but I like I said, in Black people, we do have a reason to feel this way. I mean, people think about the Tuskegee experiment being this really old thing. That was
Talk to him.
It ended in the 70s, yo. Like,
talk to him.
When you think about all the things that happened specifically, with bad water and lead paint, all the things that are basically, we find out because,
shit's still going on in Flint right now.
They're in Black communities first. There's a legit reason why we should be apprehensive about these things. But, like I said, they're not starting with us. So I have a different perspective on it now. When I see over in the UK, they've already started administering the vaccine, and they're not doing it in the lower income areas. So it's messed up that I got to think that way. It was like, okay, if they're going to give it to these white people first, then I trust the vaccine, because if they were
that's a good observation. That's a very good observation.
If they were giving it out in the Bronx and South Central Los Angeles first, I'd be like, no, I mean, like, I don't look, I had a kind of cigar that I used to like, and then once I saw that they started advertising it in hip hop magazines, I was like, no, that's what the poison is.
Yo, be clear. Was Spoolz talking about not being opposed to vaccines, and we've all had our comments on vaccines. Be perfectly clear. I do not want the vaccine that they're giving out in front of Jordans. I don't want that vaccine. We don't want that one.
If they giving out a vaccine in front of Jordans, something's really wrong.
We don't want the one at Jordans or Sharks or none of that. We don't want none of that shit.
Sharks.
I don't want the Popeyes vaccine.
Hey,
I don't really trust what's in that chicken.
Anything.
Hey, I read
vaccine.
I read an article, dude. I read an article that they're already selling the shit on like the dark web.
Fools. Any vaccine that you see.
Vaccine in Jordans. The vaccine in Jordans is just
I don't doubt it.
Yo, you should not be able to get a rib dinner with the vaccine. I'm cool. I do not want that. Now, if they giving it out at Augusta National, goddammit, and that's what they give it.
$3 off. $3 off with the vaccine.
Yeah.
No, somebody tried to sell me a PlayStation 5 and vaccine.
Yeah, I'm cool on that.
Yeezys.
Like, I want to be where they giving it to Tiger Woods. Like, let's go there and get it.
No, not Tiger
I don't
Woods.
Want
Phil
that
Mickelson.
Nah, not Tiger Woods.
Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
What's Jack Nicklaus getting?
Yeah, wherever they're giving it to him and Gary Player, them type of dudes. I want the vaccine from them. All right, man. Let's.
What's Nick Faldo getting?
Right.
What's Pat Sajak getting?
I heard Rory McIlroy. That's why I want to get the vaccine that he's getting.